Hi, this is Mark Sobowitz with the Clarion Voice. Today, we're going to be interviewing the director of the Abortion Recovery Center, Bonnie Alvarado, who is also affiliated with the Tree of Life. They're sort of connected. And so we're going to welcome Bonnie back. Thank you, Bonnie, for being with us today. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
And so what I wanted to find out is what has changed since you developed the Abortion Recovery Center? What has transpired?
Yeah, there's been a lot of really positive changes. We have always provided abortion recovery counseling at Tree of Life Pregnancy Care Center. So that has always been the case. In most pregnancy centers throughout the world will also provide abortion recovery counseling. So in terms of what we're providing, it's not any different. The difference is that we now have our own specific place, our specific suite, separate from Tree of Life Ministry, although they are connected still, but a separate location that's just completely, exclusively focusing on healing for not just women, but men, grandparents, family, siblings. So we have seen an increase in the amount of people that we are counseling since opening up that location. It's been just a little over a year now, spring of 2023. So it's been a really great opportunity that we've been so blessed to embrace. We love the numbers that are coming in. And one of the greatest things that we're privileged to be a part of is the example that we're able to kind of spearhead this movement, I guess, if you want to call it, of having a specific abortion recovery center. When doing the research for this and getting prepared to open this office, there was a lot of research that went forward trying to find similar locations. And there may be some out there. I was not able to find any. However, I found one in Canada. And so we've got a lot of positive feedback from other pregnancy care centers, and we're very hopeful that they will, do the same and take that step of faith.
Okay, what are the issues that come up the most as far as your counseling and the services you provide?
Well, can you?
Well, I mean, are there psychological issues involved?
Definitely.
Do you find that that's the most prominent thing that you have to deal with, or are there other things that come up as well?
No, I think it's a lot of psychological impact that is had when a woman or a man make an abortion decision. There's a lot of impact, a lot that they don't relate to the abortion. I believe they go many years, a lot of times, with a lot of dysfunction in their life, and it's not until, as I've said before when being here with you, until it's talked about, until it's openly presented, that they begin to think about that a little bit more. They begin to wonder if they could benefit from some help and some healing in the area of the brokenness that, resulted from the abortion. So it's definitely a lot of depression. It's a lot of anger issues, a lot of relational issues, a lot of obsessive behaviors in the form of promiscuity, in the form of shopping, eating. There's a lot that's.
Are there any issues that come up that are sort of beyond your capabilities that you have to refer to, let's say a psychologist or something like that?
Yeah, there are some cases. I do a very thorough assessing of the client's readiness for such a counseling process. And, if they have a lot of other really major effects or events happening in their life, they're not going to be a prime candidate necessarily for that. We do not want to walk anybody or start the process with anybody who is not going to be able to commit to the fullness of the entirety of it. Because, we find that could cause potentially more damage for them, not giving themselves that full opportunity for healing. So in those cases, we will actually recommend that they wait in their process of healing. And then in other instances, when there's mental or, different challenges, we will most definitely refer them to somebody who
Okay.
might be able to help.
Is there a particular length of time that that you give counseling services to? I mean,
Yeah.
are there parameters set when you first meet the people?
Yes. So typically, what this process will look like is I will meet with a prospective client, do that assessment, and once it's been determined that they're a good candidate and they have a willingness to move forward, we'll go ahead and do an intake process that talks very, very thoroughly about their childhood, the factors of their abortion experience, a lot of whether they've been abused, sexually, physically abused, mentally abused, that all factors in as well. Talk about their, any drug addiction or any type of addictions that have been relevant in their family. Those are all things that we're looking for when doing that screening and assessment. And so when we do that, they start then with I assign a counselor to the client. This is all a very prayerful process for us. We give the Lord complete control on who's working with who and really the length of time that they're going to work together. Typically, it's about 10 to 12 weeks in
I see.
time, and so they will meet once a week on a one-on-one basis, once a week with their counselor, and each of those meetings will last about an hour and a half. And they conclude with a beautiful memorialization for their child or children. And if it goes a little longer, we're okay with that. If it finishes up a little sooner, we're okay with that. We just want the Lord to have His way and to do it His way.
Okay. Have you been met with any opposition to what you're doing? Because it seems like recovery. That's a positive.
Yeah.
Have you been met with any opposition?
Yeah, I mean, to be completely honest, I've been doing this type of work for a very long time, and there's always challenge. There's always a challenge on whether or not a woman may feel like they've had a problem, they need any such counseling. They will a lot of times insist that they're okay. It's been a long time. They've moved on from this. That's not something that they need. My personal experience, however, is that they do need it. And if they have not given themselves an opportunity to address it or have felt ready or have identified it, those are some telling signs, that there are some issues. There are some issues that do exist that they could benefit from addressing. And, it's not until they talk in further detail about really the effect of abortion that they can start to recognize some of those things and realize that that's part of maybe some of what they've been experiencing.
Okay.
So
now, do you get referrals similar to like with Tree of Life, or how does that work as far as a person coming to you?
Yeah, we receive our clients in a lot of different ways. We are linked up with some organizations that on a national level will receive calls and will connect us directly with such clients that they're just calling for help. They may not even know that we exist, but they're just calling for help. So they will connect us that way. We have, of course, our local advertising that we're doing. We're online. We have a social media presence, and most of those are ways that we get our clients. We also do what we can to get into the community to share about the services that we provide. And so churches or community groups, ministries, things of that sort, we seize every opportunity we can to get in and talk about what is available. So,
do you plan anything as far as expanding the services for the future?
We have talked about that, actually. We have talked about expanding the space that we have. Right now, we have a lovely little office space that has another office inside, and we would love to be able to, counsel potentially multiple clients at the same time. And so that may be something in the future. We've talked about it.
Oh, I see. Is there something within your program that you're I mean, other areas that you would want to expand into? I mean, other than just the space?
Honestly, no. I mean, we are already providing the services that we want to provide, and so they are available now. Like I said, it's women, it's men, it's grandparents, it's siblings, and a lot of times it's anybody who has been negatively impacted. Maybe they were a friend who drove to the clinic but had great conviction in their heart about seeing their friend go through that process. Anyone that would love to come in and talk. They don't necessarily need to participate in that 10 to 12 week program, but we are there as a form of support. We are there as a
Okay.
form of, yeah.
Okay. So if somebody wanted to, if there was a friend or a relative or whatever that wanted to have someone in their family connect with you, how would they go about doing that? I mean,
Yeah.
specifically a phone number or
Yeah.
email?
They could most definitely call. We have one number for the entire ministry, and then there's an extension specifically for the Abortion Recovery Center. So that number is 805-543-6000. And yeah, we'd be glad to. I had a wonderful opportunity to speak to a grandmother recently who was actually there to inquire for the services for her daughter
Mhm.
who had had an abortion years and years prior. And in speaking about the daughter, came to, identify that the grandmother had been really dealing with this. And so before we even got to the process of the daughter, we got to help the grandmother, and so that's been a huge blessing.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you also have a website, correct?
Yes, we do. It's treeoflifearc.com.
Okay, very good. Okay, so if you want to get in contact with Bonnie and utilize her staff's services, then you can either call 805-543-6000, or you can look at their website, treeoflifearc.com.
That's great.
If somebody wanted to donate anything to the program, how would they go about doing that?
Yeah, well, first of all, that's very appreciated because we are a nonprofit organization and we only operate because of those donations. And so they could log on to our website. Again, it's treeoflifearc.com or treeoflifepsc.com. And either way, they are able to donate through the site there. They can mail in their contributions or they can walk them into any of our offices at any time.
Oh, that brings up a question. Where is your location?
Yeah. We are located in Atascadero, 7730 Morrill Road, and we are Suite 102.
Okay. So that's 7730 Morrill Road, Suite 102 for Tree of Life Abortion Recovery Center. So we hope you'll take the opportunity to either do that for your family or friends or donate. As Bonnie indicated, they are a nonprofit, so they need your constant funding. So we hope that you've learned something about the Abortion Recovery Center today, and we thank Bonnie for being with us again. And this is Mark Sobowitz with a Clarion Voice.